Great. Do you have any sort of an education program to make sure that your property owners aren't putting harmful things down the drain?
Yep, we have a newsletter that goes out every month. The town of Brownville has a newsletter. We put little stuff in our newsletter all the time about putting the right proper stuff into the sewers and not putting wipes and that type of stuff. We've had a lot of trouble in the last 3 years with the new, I'm sure you've seen them all over the stores. They say they're wipes, they're called wipes, and they actually say on the boxes that they are designed for sewer, flushables,
yeah.
and they're not. And statewide, I've gone to 3 training programs on these, and statewide, this is one of the biggest costs for treatment plants right now, from Bangor to Brownville. It's these wipes hanging up in pumps and having to pull these and maintain these pumps.
So whether you have a sewer or a septic system, you really shouldn't be flushing those down the drain.
No, they're very hard. They don't break down well. It takes a long time for them to break down inside your tanks. And if you have a pump system, they won't break down enough to go through even a grinder pump.
Wow, okay.
There's some issues.
How is your user fee structured for the shared systems?
We have a debt service, and we also have let me back up just a little bit. A lot of the towns in the districts throughout the state run off in water meters. They are charged for what they use. Mm-hmm. There are a few, and I don't know what the percentage of that would be, that goes off in units. So, for instance, if you have a house with bathroom and a sink and one family dwelling, then that's a rate. And then if you have a duplex or a rental or a house is set up with 2 kitchens and 2 bed, that would be a two family, they'd call it.
Right.
So it'd be a double rate on that. And that's how Brownville set their rate structure up. And then they have a debt rate service, which is just basically for the debt.
So 2 different components, you're saying, to the user
Yes.
fee.
And that's pretty common wide throughout the whole state.
So what is the typical fee right now?
The typical fee right now is $43.34 for the debt and $90 for the O&M, and that would be quarterly.
Okay, so that's quarterly
Yep.
rate.
Yep.
So roughly like $150 or so.
Yes.
Per quarter.
Per quarter.
Okay.
Yep.
Great, thank you. After almost 25 years in operation, all of your shared systems appear to be working very well, but odds are sooner or later one or more will need to be replaced. Have you started looking at funding sources and sites for replacement projects?
Right now we're looking for funding to do a study to figure out what's the best way for Brownville to go. There is some drawbacks to our system, and one of them is we can't accept industrial waste to it, and we have to be very careful of commercial waste. So I guess the future of Brownville will decide the future of our plant. If Brownville can get some type of development going in this area, and it looks like we'd have to project this at whatever would probably be 30 years. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing would probably be 30 or a 40-year note. So they'd have to project that out, and that would be something that we'd have to have a study done and look at the economics, look at the East-West Highway, look at all that stuff to see if any of that's really going to happen to this area.
So if I understand you correctly, your growth right now in your designated growth areas is somewhat limited because it has to be a use that can tie into the septic systems.
That's right. That's right. We can't, like, for instance, we'll just use this for an example. If the railroad wanted to put a car shop in Brownville Junction, they would have to have an extensive pre-treatment, and our flows are regulated to 65,000 on an average. So we have to be very careful how much they give us.
I see.
So they never built this for a great amount of expansion. They built it to conserve, which they did the right thing because the population's actually dropped in this area.
Yeah.